Welcome back to IGN Live at E3 2018, the next best thing to actually being here. Just sit back, relax, and we'll bring E3 to you. We've got Hitman 2 in a bit, and a look at Ghosts of Tsushima after that. And be sure to stick around for the Fortnite 50v50 Pro-Am at 4 p.m. It's going to be epic. Have thoughts on E3? Well, join the conversation already by tagging us at IGN and using the hashtag E3 2018. Now, let's welcome IGN's Philip Mewson and Daniel from Nintendo to help us walk through Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Welcome to the IGN stage.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you guys. I heard you guys talking earlier. You guys got a chance to see the Nintendo Direct and all that wonderful stuff in there.
Oh yeah.
So, if you guys, I assume you guys were excited for all the things you saw there.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Any big surprise you guys were? What was your guys' biggest surprise out of the whole thing from there?
Probably just that the entire roster of Smash characters
the
is
entire
returning.
roster.
Yeah, I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah, it was a big surprise.
Very cool. Yeah.
So many different stages in there as well. The different stages are going to be showing there. Some new stages as well with more towers. All that stuff too, like, and going through the whole roster was great. Seeing the Direct as well, like how you go through all the different characters, all through over 60 different characters in the game to play as well.
Yep.
Explaining all the Echo Fighters as well, like the difference with the Echo Fighters, introducing Daisy, Ridley, and Inkling character to see in action for the first time, which is really great too. So it's been a lot of fun.
Can you talk a little bit about the Echo Fighters and how that works?
Yeah, so the Echo Fighters, people know that before. So like with Marth, you've got Lucina, and then the same you got Pit and Dark Pit, or Pit 2 if people remember the game. That's kind of similar movesets, but like there's some alteration between them as well. Similar we're gonna have with Peach and now with Daisy as well. That being that new character, that they'll play similar, but there'll be little differences between them that kind of will change how you actually play with them in the game.
But mechanically, they do play pretty much identically.
Pretty similar, yeah. But there's like those little subtle differences. Like if you play with Lucina and Marth, like the sword tip is a little bit different. Sometimes there are those subtle differences that can change how you play the game. But you have to choose how you want to enjoy those characters.
Okay. So I know that the Direct touched on dashing a little bit. So I'm wondering, I gotta ask, is wave dashing making a return in Smash Bros. Ultimate?
Ooh, you'll have to stay tuned for that. You have to try to, so I'm not going into too much right now, but yeah, there's different combinations you saw. They talked about like dashing in general, canceling out, being able to like charge in midair with Samus, all those different subtle things for each character to kind of create a lot of differences than what you've seen in the past.
Okay.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how people start breaking this game down and sort of figuring out what's going on. And even Sakurai said like the game is still in development, so things could, from what you see here at E3, could still change when before we get to the December 7th launch date as well.
Right. Absolutely. That makes sense. I mean, it's definitely going to be the first thing I try as soon as I get my hands on it. So I'll let you guys know. Yeah, so we did see a lot of stuff. There was a lot of information given during the Direct. But I'm still wondering, as far as modes are concerned, can we expect a single-player experience in some shape or form?
Right now at E3, we're just showing off the actual initial gameplay, but there will be more information coming out down the line for sure, and there will be some kinds of modes, different things, but we'll have to wait for that information as we decide to reveal that leading up again to the launch date later on. Yeah. I'm sure Sakurai will have a lot of stuff to share as we get closer to that date as well.
Absolutely.
But yeah, but right now I've been mainly showing, which the show floor opens. The show floor I think just opened actually, so I'm sure people are now getting their hands in the game and getting a chance to just play that 4-player Smash that we have going on in the booth right now, and getting their chance to play with the Switch Pro controller and see how that feels playing this game versus the Gamecube controller. So it's a nice combination to see.
So on the topic of the GameCube controller, you did say that you are allowing, Smash Ultimate will have GameCube controller support as well.
Yes.
So does that mean it'll work with Wavebirds and everything, all GameCube controllers that we know of?
To my understanding, it'll work with the old the adapter that came out from before. You'll be able to use that adapter that you used for the Wii U. You'll be able to use that adapter here.
Perfect.
And there should be the adapter will still be available for people to purchase as well to keep going forward with that.
Awesome. Very cool. Are adapters going back into production, or do you think there's enough around for people to buy?
I'm sure we'll find ways to make sure everyone's able to get their hands on it if they want to get a chance to play with that as well. So yeah, it'll be exciting for that. And we even showed that new Smash controller as well in the Direct also.
Yeah. Oh, so that's a thing.
Different design. You saw the logos
a bit
different.
That's what I was wondering if that was going to be something new or not.
Yeah, it's a little different design. The logo's a bit different to represent the Super Smash Ultimate.
Okay.
So that's kind of the scenario going on with that one.
Does that go on sale with the game? Is that available day one or still?
Haven't got so much information to come out. There's so many things to come out. I know so many things to learn about the game still going out with all that as well.
Is it a wired controller or is it also?
There's a wire coming out of it so far. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have more details on exactly how that all functions.
Okay.
Later on.
Okay. Sorry, we're probably gonna ask. No,
please do. That's the whole point of this whole thing is to get a chance to ask those questions, see those things, what's going on with that. Even like the amiibo coming back as well. That they're going to make amiibo for all of the fighters that weren't in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS. They're going to go back and make the amiibo, including Ridley, Inkling. Well, Inkling's already out. Daisy as well. So have those other amiibo characters use as well.
You showed off the Ridley amiibo.
Yes.
earlier during the Treehouse Live. Looks very, very cool.
I've only seen it, and I've never actually seen it myself.
Oh, you haven't
so
actually
I'm kind of I haven't touched it. That was like the first time it was being shown on the Treehouse Live, so it's nice to see that being shown off over there.
Can you talk about bringing Ridley into the game?
Yeah, no, they talked about it a bit too. Like Ridley, just the new character they brought in, a whole new moveset. I know a lot of people were kind of surprised to see Ridley be the one being popped into the game. Yeah. This is the intro sequence right there, which is.
I would watch this movie, by the way.
I know it was kind of dark. It was kind of dark seeing like how Ridley basically just comes in and starts taking out Mega Man and Mario from the side. But no, seeing Ridley come in. I mean, he was in Super Smash for Wii U in some aspects as a character kind of popping in before, but now getting a chance to control it. So it's a whole just new character set of how that character plays out. Even how Ridley's tail works and has like that certain location where it actually does more damage if you get it perfectly matched up versus not lining up properly. And we can interesting to see how that goes later on. I know I think like Nate was playing against Ridley earlier with Samus.
Yeah.
Seeing how that, and it was a perfect matchup to see those two going at it with each other. So yeah.
And then can you talk about the amiibo functionality in the game?
Well, so the amiibo functionality, it'll be similar to what you saw for the Wii U, like the FP, FP Mario, so you can kind of start training up your amiibo character that way, and we'll see what other details come out later on as well regarding like how those amiibo function also in the game. So, yeah.
What about unlocking characters? I know they were saying that they want you to feel like you're constantly unlocking new characters, right?
And that's still, again, he's still working on that's going to exactly flow up, but the idea is that there are over 60 characters in the game. Yeah. They do want to start with something kind of a smaller set and let you kind of feel like you're always accomplishing something new and getting these new characters. You're having this huge collection of characters you'll have access to in the game.
So when you start a new game, you start with the original 6 and you work your way up to, is it 64 characters in total in this one?
Well, so far, they went through the characters that are going to be available so far. Right. There's over 60, but there could be new fighters coming out eventually. So the roster's not fully locked.
It's ever expanding.
It's ever expanding as it is in that situation as well. So we'll see where that ends up going with all those different fighters.
But you do start with the core
we don't know what the core number is yet. Okay. They kind of showed an image and they said it may start. It was kind of, you listen to the direct, it's like it's not locked exactly. Will it be 18 characters, 20? We'll see where it comes out when it gets to that closer to that launch date and seeing what comes out of that whole thing as well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So we're excited for that.
And then how are you unlocking characters?
That's something we'll have to stay tuned for more information on. I know. Like, because even right now, the demo we had, which we'll get to in just a few minutes as well, is just really focused on having that core Smash experience of just playing with up to, we're showing mainly with 4 players, and we'll be showing that a little bit too. And then those even in the booth, there's a player you can play for 2 1-on-1 as well. There'll be an area to play 1-on-1.
I see.
Or a player with 4. But up to 8. You can play up to 8 as well with those huge stages as well.
Yeah.
Can you talk about if there are any like new items? We did see like a fake Smash ball.
The fake Smash ball. There is that ball too, and it's interesting because when you start seeing it, there is some subtle differences to how it visually looks. But it's interesting because if people are in the crazy mayhem that's happening when you're playing with like 4 or 6, even just 1-on-1, and that item pops up, it's like you might just react to go get it, and then if you get it wrong, it's the fake one. It just explodes on you and takes you out of that. They showed there's a black hole item that's a little bit different as well that was shown as there. Right. So there's some new items that will be in the game, and the assist trophies. They brought some new people back in as well, some new characters in the assist trophy, and even how the assist trophies now can take KOs. Mm-hmm. Is another thing too. You can knock them out as well and get a KO for yourself to help you in that scoring. Not all the assist trophies, but some of the assist trophies can be actually knocked out. Okay. Which will be changing that up a lot also.
So obviously you've been playing the game for a little while.
Little while, yes.
So who do you prefer between Ridley and the Inklings? Do you like Inklings?
Different styles. Yeah. I'm a huge Splatoon fan. So Splatoon shirt. Yeah. I'm a huge Splatoon fan. So yeah, no, the Inkling character is a lot of fun. Especially how you have to constantly reload its ink all the time.
Yes.
But you're able to use the Splatter Shot Junior when you hit someone, it takes damage. Then you can start doing some interesting combos, like rolling with the Splat Roller, and then actually canceling out of that, and just turning on the paintbrush and just whacking someone back. So you start getting really into that. But you always want to be inking people, and then you have to always worry about reloading it, and all the moves you use up the Inkling's ink.
Oh wow.
So you have to always be conscious of that as well. And try to use that.
It looks like the matches can get incredibly messy when you're using Inklings. Like just going all over the place, and it's cool how the ink actually gets on other characters as well.
Yes, the ink, and they take more damage when they do that, so that's a huge thing for that. They even showed in the direct that one sequence you saw Moray Towers with 8 Inklings going at the same time, and it was just pandemonium all over the screen.
I can't wait for that.
Seeing how that plays out.
I think we're going to bring up a live gameplay demo right here, so we'll see which fighters they pick and which level they pick. Nice. Inkling, Ganondorf, Samus, and Icon here.
Icon here, yes. So all the characters. Yeah, even.
Which level is this?
This is Battlefield.
Okay.
Battlefield, which this is one of the classic stages people like a lot. And even the booth is actually even set up to look like this also. What's cool about Ganondorf too, who's shown up in here, Ganondorf is in the Ocarina of Time outfit, has a sword now popping out, so it's not just him with his giant fists. So it's nice seeing that change up there as well. You can see the Inkling character right there with his different outfits. The Inkling's actually kind of doing its thing as well. There's a splat roller. Just crazy pandemonium.
Yeah, I liked a bunch of the new stages you were showing off earlier.
Yes.
From like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild's in there, so we'll show that as well for sure. We'll get a chance to show that also. The Moray Towers, the Great Plateau Tower. That's Samus's final smash. Oof. And then Ganondorf using the giant sword. Yeah, and they even have some of those slow-mo finishing moves if you get that kind of KO. So, like you noticed that for Little Mac had that go with his KO. But now in some of them, you get that slow motion kind of that satisfaction of like taking somebody completely off the stage and really knocking them out completely.
I think during the presentation, they were saying they're trying to sort of focus the final smashes a little bit so that they're a little bit, like, don't take up too much time.
Too much time, to try and make it so the action doesn't get broken out of it too much. The overall game just has a lot faster pacing.
Okay.
So it's kind of almost more rewarding. You want to be more aggressive, not be as defensive in the game. Even like with shielding, when you're shielding as well, if you keep dodging back and forth, it becomes less efficient the more times you keep going back and forth. So you actually, the time of invulnerability is less. You take a little more time to recover out of it.
Sure.
So it's really kind of you want to be that guy attacking. You want to be going after those smashes.
So during our pre-show, we were discussing a little bit about what this Smash would be more similar to, like, as far as, like, would this be like Melee? Would this be like Brawl? What would you say? Would you say this kind of like lives in its own world? It's its own thing?
It lives in its own world. I mean, having all the fighters in there, having all those different fighters in there, and just the speed and how those little changes of every character is getting those tweaks in them will change how everyone plays through the game. So it'll just be interesting to see how people take on that and feel how that game builds into that. And Ganondorf won.
Of course.
Of course, Ganondorf won.
Of course he's going to win.
Yes.
We are going to show a little bit more gameplay after we come back from the break. Philip, who do you hope they pick to play us?
I want to see Ridley in there.
Okay, well,
we'll get some Ridley in the next match.
Put in
for sure.
A request for Ridley in which stage? You want to see that Breath of the Wild stage?
Yeah, do the Breath of the Wild stage.
All right.
Definitely.
Hopefully we can see some Ridley in Breath of the Wild. First, we've got to take a break, but we've got more from Nintendo and later Just Cause 4, so don't go anywhere. Now, let's welcome back Philip Mewson and Daniel from Nintendo for more on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I'm glad we finally know the title.
I know, I didn't. That was something I had to keep secret for a long time. I didn't even know the title at first. For a while. I was like, "Here's the demo, and you got to play it." I'm like, "Okay." And then eventually got to know the title, and it's been just exciting because it is like and the name is really appropriate.
Yeah,
I mean, that huge roster and so many different franchises being brought into the mix.
Yeah.
One of our biggest crossovers of all time for Nintendo. So it's just great seeing that happen.
Yeah, we're gonna jump into some more gameplay here and see who they picked this time.
We can go to gameplay hopefully.
Oh yeah,
no.
this is the demo
Mario
from
showing
earlier,
off his coolness.
but we will be jumping into some more gameplay. Every fighter who's ever been in Smash Bros. Before.
Yes.
So you're revisiting some fighters that you haven't
seen in a while.
Yeah, seen in a while. Was that they need some like dusting off and a little like
like Wolf's in
polishing.
there. I mean, there's all this, the whole roster is just massive, and it's just nice bringing that huge collection and giving people that satisfaction of really being able to choose anyone they want. We didn't choose the plateau. We went with Moray Towers, but we did get Ridley.
Good.
Cool new level.
So Ridley's in there. So if we get a chance to see what Ridley can do down there as player 2.
So I'm wondering, like, with all that's going on and with this many characters in the game, how difficult was it for the developers to just balance this game and make sure that it all just worked well together?
He's still working on it. I mean, the game's not even out yet, so I mean, I'm sure he's gonna be tweaking this thing, like, and refining it the whole way through.
Do you know if Nintendo plans to support it as heavily post-launch as they did with games like Splatoon 2 and ARMS?
We'll have more information about that in the future, but that'll be something we'll be doing too.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it will be something you can play online too. That's the other factor. You'll be able to have a chance is to play this game online, using the Switch Online service as well. It'll be great. So if you have a chance to really get excited to play this, not just at home, which is also tons of fun, but play with people online, get competitive.
Yeah,
not competitive.
The online service is launching in September.
Yeah.
So that'll be
ready to
live
go.
and
Be locked
running.
and loaded, and this will just jump on.
This comes in December.
Get people excited for that as well.
Do you know if the 8-player mode is going to be available for online as well? Or is it going to be limited to 4 players online?
Ooh. I will have to double. I don't want to give a false answer. So I will double check on that and get back to you on that one for sure.
Yeah.
But it does support 8 players. But I'll double check on the online stuff and get back to you on that one for sure. I'm not sure where that landed exactly. So
So we're seeing some pretty nice graphical enhancements.
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Yeah, the game looks miles better than it did on Wii U.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is really cool. Like, what kind of stuff do you know has improved? We saw in one of the levels, like, water looks way more defined.
Yeah, it's everything. It's the water. Even just looking at Mori Towers, even just the depth, you can see the depth of field. Even on the characters, just their emotions, like seeing how they take damage, like the reaction, even like the detail you mentioned before with Olimar's like helmet breaking.
Yes.
Like there's these little minor details, but it just makes everything just feel more immersive. That you're actually getting a chance to really control these characters, have fun with what they do.
It's very cool. Very cool.
The giant Bowser, the final smash from Bowser. Yep, from Bowser from Yoshi's Island, if I remember correctly. Yeah. It's his big giant form from that version as well. And then see how Ridley does in this one. Really looks like a lot of fun. I haven't played. I played more with Inkling than Ridley, which I'm excited for. I haven't played as much Ridley, but Ridley's a ton of fun to play with so far.
What would you say Ridley's playstyle is like?
Ooh, kind of a combination of. I'm thinking like. That's a good question. These are bigger sized characters, a little more like probably like Ganondorf, Ganondorf Luke set, but also to put that with that tail, he kind of has almost like a sword element to him as well. So it's kind of a combination of those two things. Kind of like more like Marth in that combo. Again, I'm sure once people start playing, I'm going to have their own comparison way of describing. Oh, it actually feels more like these three characters or whatever play styles fit in those situations. So everyone will kind of choose what they want to differently for that.
So you've got every fighter ever. You have every stage ever.
We haven't gotten to that all yet, but there will be a lot of stages so far. We haven't gotten we'll see which stages make it into the final one.
Yeah, we saw some 3DS stages coming over to this that we hadn't seen before. Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
So they'll be pulling stages from the past, or there'll be new stages as well. So just have to wait and see what is that final compilation going to be, and how big will it be. And then there's the Battlefield form or the Omega forms for the stages that will be available.
Right.
So people who want that clean Omega form with no platforms at all, that's your style.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of platforms. I like just the constant level changing in that situation as well, so it makes it a lot more fun to play off that one as well.
How do you feel about items?
That's a different. To me, I go both ways.
Yeah.
Depends on who you're playing with. I mean, a lot of times when you're playing with friends casually, it's a lot of fun to play with items who don't play as often, so you kind of feel it helps create that equilibrium.
Yeah.
And then in the previous ones, you can modify. Oh, sorry, the tower.
Seeing the Breath of the Wild stage here.
Yes, this is the Great Plateau Tower. You can see, you bring up the graphic point. You can see everything happening in the background. Sometimes the old man actually kind of flies around in the background.
Is that randomized? Or
he kind of appears. Yeah, he just kind of does his own
cool.
thing. He'll kind of show up there. It's breakable.
Wow.
That's not part of more than the giant building he popped up. But yeah, the destructible environments and all that stuff will happen, and then it'll even come. The tower will actually rebuild itself back into the game.
So we see Link there in the game right now.
Yes, Champion Link.
Breath of the Wild Link, Champion Link. So from a mechanic standpoint, does he play the same way he did in previous Smash Brothers, or
similarly but differently? There's some things you'll notice too, like when he does when he does the spin move, like it's kind of more like waving up and down to an extent. Also, if you have no damage, which is kind of interesting with him, he actually has a projectile with the sword.
Okay.
Kind of mimicking if you were at full health.
Breath
of the Wild, you actually have a projectile.
Fully powered Master Sword.
Yeah, fully powered Master Sword. It does use the rune bombs, which are now remote detonated.
Oh, wow.
So it's changed a bit now. The bombs are more remote detonated. You can actually throw the bomb. People can juggle it back and forth for a while until you actually decide to make it explode. So those little subtle mechanical changes that'll be in the game that people get the chance to experience and see how they feel about that.
Any more rune spells in the game from Link?
There's the bomb.
Is there stasis?
No. That'd be awesome.
That would have been perfect.
Stays behind that. No, just the rune bomb for what we're showing right now.
Yeah.
And how that plays that one as well. But yeah, it just changes up and everything like that.
You can even see other towers in the distance. Ganon's Castle in the distance.
Yes, Ganon's Castle. Oh, that's not happening. Just crazy. I just enjoy. We were playing the game even earlier before we came on, just practicing. It's like I just lost track of time. We're just practicing on the side as you guys were getting started.
It's so cool to finally see it in action. You know what I mean? Because we've been just talking about this ever since it was announced for months now, and to finally have a title for it and see gameplay and see all the characters that we know and love back in it is just such an exciting experience, I think, for us all. So.
No, and then the Pro Control. I wasn't sure how it would feel playing with the Pro Control for the first time.
Yeah.
I love the game controller. It's been one of my favorite controllers for playing Smash all the time. The Pro Controller is freaking awesome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it feels super comfortable, has all that stuff in there, and just a great game to play as well.
Awesome, yeah. I'm excited to test it out on both. Yeah.
So it's also exciting that it's a brand new Smash Brothers game, because there was some question about are they going to port the Wii U version, which wouldn't have been terrible. Obviously, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is fantastic on Switch, but knowing that it's a brand new game, that's pretty exciting.
Brand new game where he's gonna have to start. That's why he had the other you brought up. He has to rebalance all those characters. How's he gonna balance them all out? What's it gonna finally be in the final version? Where are people gonna choose the most to play? Like people start doing the tiers, the tiering of what the characters are.
Can you talk a little bit about? I know the game's still in development, obviously, but can you talk a little bit about frame rate and resolution? Are we expecting 60 frames per second, 1080p while docked?
We haven't. That's more detailed to come in the future. We haven't gone through all that stuff. Yeah. I'm sure that's always a wonderful goal to have. Is you get that 1080p, get that pure fluidity of what goes on. So yeah, we'll see where we end up with that one as we get further down the line, closer to launch.
What about like a split Joy-Con play in tabletop mode on the Switch, on a single Switch?
Right now, we're just showing with the Pro Controller and the GameCube controller right now for sure. But yeah, no, we'll get into that stuff later on down the line for sure. We'll get more detail going on that. I know I feel bad giving all these like cryptic answers, like we got more to show. I know everyone's so excited, they want like everything now, but we still have to wait. We're June now. We still got like 5 months?
Exactly. Yeah.
Before we
have
get to
time.
There's a little bit of runway.
A long runway. You to sort of dole out more information.
Dole out stuff, get people excited, see what else they're off to announce.
Maybe announce some new characters,
stages, anything, gameplay mechanic changes. I'm sure people will be excited to find out what those are. Start seeing what those amiibo look like.
Yeah.
Oh, now
we're in a new match here, and we see the Ice Climbers.
It's great. Huge fan of Ice Climbers.
Yeah.
Seeing Nana and Popo, or Popo and Nana, however you want to start saying their names. And there's all the different outfits as well too. They were showing off as well. I think everyone's playing the class ones right now, but you can play with like Mario in his wedding outfit from
from
Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
Just those different. Actually, we have Mario outfit in his wedding outfit right now.
Yeah. Also the construction outfit.
Yeah, construction outfit from Super Mario Maker.
And then Cappy's in here.
Yeah.
Right? What's Cappy's functionality?
As right now we're showing so far, you just see Cappy on there. We're not really going into much detail on it. They're just changing the moveset in any way beyond that. But
you should be able to possess, to control the other players.
Take
control of the other players.
Yeah. But then what does Mario do? He just stands there?
He stands there and just watches. He controls No, does he inhabits their body, right?
Them, yeah.
He becomes, what does the other player do then? If that's I don't know. That would be such a weird scenario. What would happen in that world?
Happy to be a consultant.
I know.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
But no, yeah, it's just fun just seeing all this crazy mayhem going on in this one.
So the game's playable at your booth.
Yeah, play on the booth for sure.
Are you having any competitions, any tournaments?
There's on a live stream. They do have the Invitational. We invited several of those Smash players there. That's going on later tonight. In the booth itself, though, they even designed a cool setup of there's a For Glory kind of line area where you'll be 8 people walk up in there. They each play one-on-one. If you win, you go to the next, and it's actually tiered.
Cool. That's very cool.
So you move to the next tier, and then you go to the final tier, and then you get better swag as you go up,
that's very cool.
the tier scale.
Nice.
So people will be excited to check that out.
Are you going to be airing any of those on Treehouse Live? Or?
I don't know if they're going down to that area to the Treehouse Live. They'll be talking about for sure, but the main one will be the Invitational. That's where you see those really competitive players. I'm intrigued to see how those guys start really breaking this game apart. They're amazing players. You see these guys play, and they start breaking this thing apart like instantaneously to see what's going on in that.
Well, I think my favorite thing about the whole Smash Bros. Series is just like it's like a love letter to Nintendo fans. There's just so much in there, and it's not even the obvious stuff. It's like really deep cuts, like Mr. Game & Watch.
Yeah.
A Wrecking Crew level, like. Not many Nintendo fans today even remember Wrecking Crew. Like, I played it as a kid. So
I was kind of happy in the direct they showed the Game & Watch, and I'm like, I don't know if any people, the younger people have no idea what that even is. When you see
they only know it from Smash Brothers.
Yes.
Right?
Well, that's a big benefit for Fire Emblem for a lot of people back in the day. That Fire Emblem from Smash got people like, what is Fire Emblem? It was much more popular in Japan at the time, and then seeing how Fire Emblem got more popular in Smash, it helped bring a lot more people into that fold when the guys that got bigger here. Yeah. Another game that we showed off as well, which I'm excited for.
Right. Yeah,
for sure. So, Philip, as IGN's Nintendo editor, you've just gotten a look at what your job is for the rest of 2018.
Yeah.
You have to master every character.
Yeah. I totally plan on it. I cannot wait to get started and finally get my hands on it. Yeah, it's going to be great.
What do you think about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? What's got you excited?
Oh, man, everything. I'm so happy that all my favorite characters are coming back. I'm so happy that I'm finally going to get a chance to play it, which is awesome. And, everything about it just screams awesome. So I'm really, really excited. I think, from what I've seen, it looks like it's gearing up to be a really, really strong game for Nintendo, if not the strongest game of the year. So yeah, we'll see.
I'm excited for that too. And as you said before, I mean, it's also like you said, it's kind of a love letter to all those fans, but it's like people who are new, never jumped in, casual players, the super competitive. I just like the fact that Smash falls in that realm that you sit on the couch, play with a bunch of friends, play online, however you want to do it. It's just really exciting to have that opportunity again. To just relive, like I remember playing college a lot of it. I played Smash Brothers a ton in college.
Well, thank you so much for bringing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate by the show. You guys can just leave the build here, and
We can leave it here.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
just
fine.
leave it
Sarah
here.
will just leave it here. She's fine with leaving.
We'll
this
get it back to you
behind.
guys later on tonight
Yeah.
after I school Philip on a couple matches. That would never happen, by the way. That would never happen. Totally joking.
Who's the better player, actually, between?
Definitely Philip.
It's probably
Are you the best one here at IGN then?
No, definitely
no.
not. No, we have one of our production crew members, Alexio. I'm gonna give him a shout out. He is definitely the best Smash player.
Like
here at
hands down.
IGN.
Like, that was like an instantaneous answer.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
It is known among our
It is
office.
known.
You do not go against Alexio.
It is known.
Yep.
All right, thank you so much for coming
Sure,
by.
of course.
Yeah, Chin Show. All right, break time. But Just Cause 4 is up next. Then a look at Hitman 2, and we're whipping out the katanas for a little Ghost of Tsushima this afternoon. So prepare yourselves in whatever manner you see fit.